Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the game we are always aiming for the lowest score. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Ben. This is my lovely partner, Chi, and we're from Warrington.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm Darren. This is my stepdaughter Molly, and we're from Nottingham.
Couple number three.
Hi, I'm Tasha, and this is my friend Saba, and we live in Brixton.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi, I'm Callum, and this is my wife Emma, and we're from Dunfermline.
And these are today's contestants. Thank you very much, all of you. It is magnificent to have you all here. Welcome to Pointless. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce. Someone who loves working with co-hosts with alliterative names. Alexander Armstrong, Danny Dyer, and has set her sights on Sylvester Stallone. So, as you can see, she also only works with hard men. It is my Pointless friend. It's Ellie Taylor.
It's absolutely right.
Well, exactly right.
Do you ever work with Sylvester Stallone?
Oh, I'm seldom not working with him. Yeah.
He'd be great behind the laptop.
He really would be great behind the laptop.
Get Sly in. You might need a bigger chair. He's a bit bulkier than me.
Yeah, I imagine he probably is. I haven't seen Sly for a long time, though. I still am picturing somebody from sort of about 1985. These days, he might be a little bit older. I mean, who knows?
I think he might be, you know. That's usually how it works, yeah.
There we are. Well, lovely to have you back.
Thank you very much for having me.
We have a new pair. This is exciting.
Yes, lovely. Good luck, girls.
Tasha and Saba. Wonderful. Now, Steve and Jane got through to the final last time, and they absolutely knocked that jackpot out of the park. So, yes, by which I mean they won it. So today's jackpot starts off back at £1,000. There we are. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Now, just remember at all times, it is the pair with the highest score at the end of each round that gets eliminated. So if you don't wish to be that pair, simple, keep your scores lovely and low. There we are. It's that easy. I explain it every time, and yet at the end of every round, there's always one pair who's high-scoring. Best of luck to everybody. Our first category today is homophones. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns things that sound like letters of the alphabet. Ellie.
Yes, we're going to give you 14 clues to words that are all homophones of letters of the English alphabet. That is, they sound like the letters. So please give us the words.
Thank you very much indeed. So I'm going to reveal our first board of 7 clues to things that sound like letters of the alphabet. And here they come. Insect of the order Hymenoptera, usually kept in an apiary. To be under obligation to pay money to someone. Large expanse of water, examples of which include the black, red and yellow. Surname of Indian-born comedian Sindhu, who played Mrs. Phelps in the 2022 musical film adaptation of Matilda. Knight of the Round Table, who is the foster brother of King Arthur. Edible seed of the flowering plant species Pisum sativum. And the name of Dorothy's aunt in The Wizard of Oz. There we are. Now then, Ben, welcome back to Pointless. I mean, you are a veteran of this show now. You've been around the course once. This is show 2 time. Tell us more about yourself.
So, many years ago, when I was a younger man, I was on the first series of The Apprentice.
Goodness gracious me. I mean, how long ago was that, actually?
20 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was wonderful. Getting fired in front of 6 million viewers.
Yes. How many weeks into it before you were given
Week 8.
Oh, wow. You really did very well.
Before I got fired. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that is good. Have you kept up with anyone from that show?
No.
That doesn't surprise me. No, I mean, you know, but one doesn't.
20 years ago, so...
20 years ago?
Yeah.
Yes, you didn't make any lifelong friends. Was it of any benefit, genuinely, in a sort of career way?
It was, because I then got to go on Celebrity Bargain Hunt.
I see. So it's basically just like sort of going from vine to vine.
So it started, yeah, and just went
and
up.
Working up until you arrive here at Pointless. Well, how nice. You can now hang up your TV appearance cape. I think that's what people wear.
The pinnacle.
Yes.
Which I've reached.
Yes, you have reached the pinnacle. Ben, what are you going to go for on our board here?
I'll go for the second one, which I think is O.
O. OK, says Ben. Shall we see how many of our 100 said O for that second one? There we are. To be in debt. To O. That goes down to 55.
Well done, Ben. Yes. Oh. The phrase neither a borrower nor a lender be originates from Shakespeare's Hamlet.
That's Polonius, to Laertes.
It's exactly Polonius.
Nice.
Well done,
There you
Alexander.
go. Well, you know. Thank you very much indeed. Molly, welcome back to Pointless. It's terrific to have you with us again. Tell us more about yourself, Molly.
So I've recently bought my first home with my partner. So spent a lot of the weekends spending time and money on that recently.
Oh, but actually, time and money, which is
Well
cheerfully
spent,
spent,
yeah.
isn't it? I mean, suddenly you don't mind.
No, yeah, you're correct.
Oh,
yeah.
congratulations. You're
Thank you.
terrifically house proud. I can see you are.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Marvellous, marvellous. And is it all done up? Is everything ready?
Yeah, the bathroom needs doing up, and the garden would be nice to have done
Yeah.
up. So there's tweaks that needs doing, but it's still a lovely home.
Do you have an appetite to do that yourselves, or are you...
No.
No,
I
quite right.
know.
In which case, just put it off.
Yeah, I'd
Put it off
rather-
until it becomes vital.
Yeah, the nice bits like decorating, I'm fine with.
Yeah.
But
That can happen over time.
Yeah.
Now then, Molly, what are you going to go for?
I think I'm going to go for the top one, which I think is B.
B. Shall we see how many of our 100 said B? Well, 55 is what we got for O. You pass it. 47 for B.
Well done, Molly. Did you know bees have 2 wings on each side? They hook the 2 wings together to form one big wing on each side when they fly, and they unhook them when they're not flying.
That's so clever. And all the while they're making honey. It's just so clever.
Overachievers.
I know. Wow. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Tasha, welcome to Pointless. It's great to have you here.
Hiya.
Tell us all about yourself.
So I live in Brixton and I currently work as a degree apprentice doing food science.
Oh, no, that sounds fun. Where are you doing that?
So I do that in Birmingham, so I travel up there when I need to, and then I work from home as well.
I see. So how often are you needed in Birmingham?
Maybe like a few times a week, but it's not that bad. It's about an hour on the train, so.
Yeah. Tasha, what do you do for fun?
So I like going to the gym. I do a lot of weightlifting.
Very good.
But in my spare time, I like baking as well.
Splendid. Good for you. Now, this is a fun round. I'm enjoying this. How are you finding it?
Well, I knew the top 3, and
Well, that's good.
the answers I wanted to go for are taken. So it will have to be large expanse of water, sea.
C. Shall we see how many of our 100 people said C? C is right. And C goes down to 71.
Well done, Tasha. The Yellow Sea lies between China and the Korean Peninsula, and the sea's not very deep. And sand particles from the Gobi Desert and sandy silt from the rivers that flow into it give it the golden yellow colour, hence the name.
I didn't know that.
Makes sense.
Doesn't it? But how beautiful.
I guess so.
Well, yes.
I'd rather have blue sea than yellow sea. Like
Yes.
white
yes, I
snow
know what you
rather than
mean.
yellow snow.
I know exactly
You know
what you're
what I
saying.
mean?
I'm with you every inch of the way. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Callum, welcome back. This is show 3.
Yep.
On the 4th podium there. This is the one that has to count. Tell us more about yourself, Callum.
Well, I'm not working or not travelling. Quite enjoy being in the garden and cutting my grass, getting the
very
stripes
nice.
down.
Oh, getting the
Yes.
stripes. What kind of... Is it a rotor mower or is it a roller mower?
It's got a roller on it.
It's got a roller.
Do stripes, squares, checks, diagonals.
Yes. Oh, you do all of that?
Oh, yeah. Mix it up every week.
Oh.
Well, it's a couple months thing.
Oh, a beautiful little diamante
Yeah.
pattern across there. Oh, that must
Looks
be
like
just
Wembley.
marvellous. Oh, I bet it does. I can picture it as we speak. And do you favour picking up the grass as you go, or are you a raker?
It's both painstaking. Let the machine do most of the work.
I think that's
And
right.
then artistically just leave some at the end for
Very
the wind
good.
to catch.
Exactly, quite right. Now, Callum, you're the last person to have this board. Would you like to fill in all our blanks?
I've been going for the alphabet in my head. And
I think
it's...
that's what everyone's doing. Yes. What seems like the most likely?
Oh, I was torn between 2, but I'm going to go for P. But I wasn't sure if it might have been a trick and be a chai. But I'm going for P, the edible seed of a
Edible
flowering
seed of the
plant.
flowering plant. OK. P for the Pisum sativum. Shall we see if P is right? Surely. P. Yes. Absolutely right. Well, 71's our high score, 47 is our low, and I think you passed both of them. You see, sometimes being on that 4th podium has its own advantages because you're forced into something that you did actually know, but you perhaps wouldn't have gone for if there was an easier one available. Anyway, that scores you 8, and it's a terrific score. Well done.
Well done, Callum. The sugars in peas turn to starch shortly after they're picked. So because of this, frozen peas can taste better than fresh peas that were harvested a couple of days ago.
Well,
They always
how
say that on the
do you
adverts,
know?
and I
They
didn't
do.
believe it. But now I've read it
Yeah.
here.
Ah, yes,
Must be
it's true.
true.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. So,
Any springing to mind?
not really. I mean, I would probably like to hazard a guess that Dorothy's aunt is called M.
She certainly is. That would
Good
have scored
for
you 20 points.
That's good.
Knight of the Round
Knight of the
Table?
Round Table. It's going to take me a very long time. No, I'm not going to go through that. Oh, it's going to be exhausting.
That would have been K,
K.
which would have scored you 7 points.
Okay.
And the comedian is Sindhu V. Fantastic comedian. Would have scored you 5 points there.
There we are, a friend of the show as well, Sindhu V. Thank you very much indeed. Well, we are halfway through the round. Let's have a look at those scores. 8, Callum. 8. Let's just bask a little longer in the glory of that for your P. Brilliant. Travel from there to 47, which is where we find Molly and Darren, and from there up to 55, where we find Ben and Chi, and from there up to 71, where we find Tasha and Saba. Saba, you're a bit ahead, but I mean, nothing that we can't put right on the next board. Let's hope there's a lovely answer that you and only you know that'll score something like 8. Good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 7 more clues to things that sound like letters of the alphabet on the board. And here they are. The calm region at the centre of a storm or hurricane. Time magazine's choice of Person of the Year for 2006. Commodities stored in chests, 340 of which were thrown into Boston Harbour in 1773 by American colonists. In printing, a unit of measurement equal to half an M. River in northeast Scotland that rises in the Cairngorms and is famed for its salmon. A noisy bird of the crow family with boldly patterned plumage, typically having blue feathers in the wings or tail. And a line of people awaiting their turn to proceed or be attended to. There we are. Emma, welcome back.
Hello.
For the third and final time. Tell us more, just more.
Just more. So when I was a child, I used to be really into poetry and I used to get quite into writing. And when I was about 9 or 10, I won 2 national competitions.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was quite proud of myself.
Have you revisited your childhood poetry?
No.
Do you know you should?
I know.
You look
I know.
back and do something, oh, that's actually really good. You know,
Well, I have a poem in a book that got published. That was one of the competitions I won, so I still have it.
And why have you not written poetry since then?
I don't know.
You must. I mean, you really genuinely must.
I know.
It's actually a lovely thing to do.
I did enjoy it.
Yeah, you need to find someone who'll publish it. Yeah, I mean, that'd be wonderful.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be a champion of that. Emma, write
you.
more poetry, for goodness sake. Now,
Thank
you
you.
are on 8. We are looking for a score of
Okay.
62 or less from you.
I know a couple. The third from the bottom. If I get that wrong, I can't go back to Scotland. So I'm like, I don't know. Oh, I'm going to go for it. Third from the bottom, the river in the northeast of Scotland. I think it's the River Dee.
The D. The D. You get a red line, and look, it's nice and high. How many of our 100 said D?
Oh.
Very much. The River Dee. And that takes you down to 17, taking your total up to 25. Very well done indeed.
Well done, Emma. You can return to Scotland.
I know,
Thank goodness for
thanks.
that.
Thankfully.
The River Dee flows 81 miles from the Cairngorms into the North Sea at Aberdeen, and as well as Atlantic salmon, the river's home to otters and freshwater pearl mussels. Otters.
Otters.
Oh,
Yes.
so cute.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed, Ellie. Now, Saba, welcome to Pointless. It's great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
I'm currently studying a degree in bakery science and technology at the National Bakery School.
Where's the National Bakery School?
It's in London Southbank University.
I
so-
want to know where it is, because presumably they have leftovers.
Yeah,
I mean, there are a lot of people learning to bake,
yeah,
and I'd have thought most of what they make is perfectly edible.
yeah.
Yeah. That's fun. How long have you been doing it for?
I'm in my 3rd year at the moment, so 2 years.
Oh, my goodness. So when you watch something like Bake Off, you just go, yeah. I mean, this is a small beer
Yeah.
compared
I
to the
get
kind of
quite
stuff.
critical of other people's.
Wow. So your
baking.
baking is...
I wouldn't say so, but
Others might. I mean, I can ask Tasha. Tasha, is her baking's pretty good, is it?
Oh, she's brilliant, trust me.
Oh, right. Maybe, and what would you like to do with your baking after you leave?
well, I'm gluten-free, so I'd like to go into kind of gluten-free baking because there's quite a lack in that department.
Yeah,
of nice
that's true.
gluten-free.
Yeah,
baked
really
goods.
nice gluten-free.
Yeah.
Right, what are you going to go for, Saba? You're on 71. You are our high scorers. We need a low score.
I think I'm going to go for the bottom one, and I'm going to say air.
Air. OK. No red line, as you're the high scorers. Let's see what happens when we say air. No, I'm afraid not air. That scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 171.
Oh, bad luck there, Saba. I think I know where you're going with this, but air isn't a letter of the alphabet, unfortunately.
Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Darren, welcome back to Pointless.
Hello.
Great to have you with us a second time. We need to know more about you, Darren.
Yes, when I was 19, long time ago, I joined the army, joined the British Army. I was in the Coldstream Guards for 10 years. Spent my time in Germany, Hong Kong, spent 4 years in Hong Kong.
Wow, I mean,
Kenya.
What a huge
Canada.
experience. Canada, my God, the list goes on. I thought you'd
Yeah.
stopped. And no.
Fiji.
It's like, it's like dodgeball. So, I mean, when you look back on that time, do you look back on it with enormous fondness?
Yes, it was brilliant. Really,
What
really
fun.
good.
I mean, amazing. I mean, it's extraordinary. In 10 years.
10 years, yes.
Yeah.
10 years.
How long do most people tend to do? What's sort of the
Well,
average?
It varies. It varies.
guess
I
it
mean, they
probably
can
does.
do 3 years and they can do 23 years
Yeah.
or even 25.
But 10 years speaks volumes of,
Yes,
of how much
yes,
of how
it's,
beneficial
yeah,
you found it.
It was
That's
good.
great.
I really enjoyed it, yeah.
Yeah, good for you. Now then, Darren, you are through to the next round. Doesn't matter what you score, which is nice. Takes a bit of the pressure off. What would you like to go for on this board?
There's a couple. I'm going to go for the third one down, which is T.
T, says Darren. Should we see how many of our 100 said T? There's no red line. You're already through. T is right. And T goes down to 46. I mean, it's only one less than what Molly got, which is terrific, taking your total up to 93.
Yes, the act that is mentioned there became known as the Boston Tea Party and was a protest against British taxes.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Chi, welcome back. Terrific to have you with us again. Tell us more about yourself.
So I'm a bit of an aviation geek.
Yes.
So before I did this job in banking,
Yes.
I was in aviation for nearly 20 years.
Yes.
So I worked as a check-in agent,
Yeah.
aircraft dispatcher,
Yes.
and then a flight attendant,
Yes.
which would make me a whiz at geography.
It would.
But it
But
doesn't.
then we did a geography round.
Yeah, and I failed.
Didn't. It didn't. I mean, wonderful. But yes, it didn't particularly. Or maybe it did. Maybe it's just in that particular department.
Well, I didn't really need to know where we were going because we had
No, I
pilots.
suppose this is right. Exactly.
Exactly.
That's their job.
Yes.
And those people with the ping pong bats at the other end, they know.
They guide us and
You
take us
just
where we need to
know.
go. Yeah,
Exactly.
I just smile
Yes.
and serve people and
Which
be
is
happy.
fine. Which is fine. Exactly right. Anyway, Chi, let's get this out of the way because
Okay.
you are through to the next round. It doesn't matter what you score, which is terrific.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk us through the board?
I know a few. So the calm region at the centre of a storm or hurricane would be the eye. Not quite sure the Time magazine choice of person. Printing one, no idea. Noisy bird, I was going to say peacock, but then that's not part of the alphabet. And then the line of people awaiting their turn to proceed would be Q. So I would say I.
You're
The
going to go
first
for I,
one,
the
I,
eye of
yeah.
the storm. Should we see how many of our 100 said I? No red line. You're already through. I is right. There we are. Down it goes to 66, taking your total up to 121.
Well done. So we all know hurricanes and storms are given names to make communication easier, apparently, and to avoid confusion when two or more storms occur at the same time.
Who on earth is person of the year? Because I was thinking, for a moment, I was suddenly thinking, oh, it'll be Psy. Then, of course, remember that that's not a letter
That's
of the
not a
alphabet.
letter.
No.
I know, it's a tricky
It's-
one. The answer's a bit of a funny one. It's
Wow.
you, as in you, this generation. That would have scored you 5 points.
Oh, how clever of Time magazine.
How clever.
How
and,
clever.
And clever of those 5 people who got that right.
Yes,
That's
yes.
a tricky one.
Good.
In printing, you familiar with that one?
Well, half an M is an N.
It is indeed, and that would have got you 8 points. The noisy bird,
That's a J.
it certainly is. Get them in my garden sometimes, 21. And a line of people is obviously Q, and that would have scored you 86 points.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. That brings us neatly to the end of our first round, but it does mean we have to say goodbye to our first pair, our high scorers, Asaba and Tasha. I'm afraid you are the high scorers, so we have to say goodbye now, but you'll be back next time. And we'll look forward to that very much. We can take it a bit further next time, I think. Let's have no more of this round one departure. But thank you very much indeed, Saba and Tasha. For the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Well, I thought you all performed terrifically in that alphabet round. Just well done. Plaudits all round. But particular plaudits to Callum and Emma, our lowest combined scorers, and Callum with his wonderful P, who absolute prize winner. Superb. But best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 today is animated voices. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. And the question concerns voice actors in Julia Donaldson adaptations. Now, Ellie.
So we are going to show you a board of 16 famous people who've narrated or voiced a character in an animated adaptation of a book by children's author Julia Donaldson. Please give us the names of the people.
Thank you very much indeed. So as Ellie's just said, we're going to put an image up with 16 faces on. That stays for the entire round, so we won't be changing that halfway through the round. Here is that image. Here are those 16 people. Just give you a moment to drink in the faces. Some very impressive faces there. Now, Chi.
I think Joanna Lumley.
You are going to say Joanna Lumley. Shall we see? Is Joanna Lumley on that board? No, I'm afraid not. Joanna Lumley, Chi.
Oh, bad luck. We'll give you all the right answers at the end of the round.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Darren.
Robbie Coltrane.
Robbie Coltrane, says Darren. Shall we see how many of our 100 said Robbie Coltrane? Robbie Coltrane, absolutely right. Down that goes to 43.
Yes, Robbie Coltrane was the voice of the Gruffalo in The Gruffalo and the Gruffalo's Child.
Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Callum.
There's a few familiar faces, but I'm going to go in the second row as David Tennant.
David Tennant, says Callum. Shall we see how many of our 100 people spotted David Tennant there? David Tennant is right. Not bad, actually. 54 for David Tennant.
Yes, he was the voice of the Highway Rat, and I've watched that 100,000 million times.
That's a lot
It is
of
a lot.
times.
I know all
Wow.
of these ones, yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's have a quick recap of those scores. 43, Darren, the best score of the past. Very well done indeed. Then we travel from there to 54, where we find Callum and Emma, and from there up to 100, where we find Chi and Ben. Ben, you've got time to find a low-scoring answer, so good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now with the second players. Please step up to the podium. Now then, Emma. We're looking for all these people. They've all voiced characters in Julia Donaldson adaptations. Who are they?
I'm going to go for the bottom row and I'm going to say Kit Harington.
Kit Harington, says Emma. Now, you get a red line, and it comes in here. Can we get you below that with Kit Harington? Kit Harington, absolutely right. You are into the head-to-head. Look at that, down it goes to 20. Very well done indeed. Takes your total up to 74.
Well done. He voices the knight Gadabout in Zog.
Thank you very much indeed. Ellie, Molly. You're on 43. 56 or less gets you through.
OK, I'm going to say Rob Brydon.
Rob Brydon. Here's your red line, Molly. How many of our 100 said Rob Brydon? Can we get you below that? Rob Brydon's right. Ah, you're through. Down goes Rob Brydon to 32, taking your total up to 75.
Well done. Rob Brydon has appeared in all of the adaptations. He gets around.
That's amazing.
Isn't it? Room on the Broom, he's
Really?
the Snake in the Gruffalo, Uncle Smoo in the Smeds and the Smoos.
Well, why would you not?
Why not? Lovely gig.
Why would you not? There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Ben, I have terrifically bad news for you. I'm afraid you are our high scorers, even before you've uttered your answer. Yeah, however brilliant your answer is going to be, and I'm quite certain it will be, would you talk us through this board?
I know a few. Helena Bonham Carter, Jennifer Saunders, Lenny Henry. I'll go for Saunders.
You're going to go for Jennifer Saunders. OK, no red line. You're already our high scorers. Let's see how many of our 100 said Jennifer Saunders. Jennifer Saunders is right. Down, that goes to 32, taking your total up to 132.
Yes, Jennifer Saunders is the narrator in Stickman.
Yes.
And what do you like on the rest of the board, Xander?
Well, I am, again, as always, I know them all. There's Martin Thing.
Martin
Freeman.
Thing. Yes, that's what he prefers to be called,
Yes,
actually.
Martin Thing.
20 points for Martin Thing. Next to Martin, we've got Patricia Allison.
Patricia
She would have scored
Allison.
you 1.
Splendid.
Then,
Helena Bonham Carter.
yes, HBC, she would have got you 32.
A lovely Mira Sayal.
Would have scored you 6.
I know who he is.
He is. He would be a pointless answer if you got him. Hugh Skinner.
Hugh Skinner, and in The Windsors, of course.
Absolutely. And then Sally Hawkins.
Sally Hawkins, thank you very much.
Again, a pointless answer.
Happy-go-lucky Sally Hawkins. Gillian Anderson.
Absolutely, scoring 24.
Sir Lenny Henry.
Of course, 49.
I can't remember what her name is, but I know her face. Yes.
Shirley Henderson.
Shirley Henderson.
Great character actress. That would have scored you 1 point. And then Olivia Colman at 27.
Well,
I've
yes.
skipped ahead.
Olivia Colman, why is she only scoring 27? For goodness sake.
That's true. Good point.
One of our superstar actors.
And Adjoa
This is
Ando.
Adjoa Ando from
Yes. Bridgerton?
Bridgerton, that's the
Yeah.
one. And friend of the show, in fact.
Friend of Bridgerton. Yeah, she would have scored you 1.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. That brings us to the end of our second round. Also means we have to say goodbye to our second high-scoring pair. And Ben and Chi, I'm afraid that is you. We'll see you next time for your third attempt. And let's hope we can take it further next time. Ben and Chi, thank you very much for playing. For the remaining 2 pairs, now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Callum and Emma, Molly and Darren. You are now 1 step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £1,000. However, right now, the lid of the jackpot is open and we can throw more money in it if we can only find 2 pointless answers. So here goes, just for fun. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Mercury Prize-winning albums as they could, Ellie.
So you are going to see 6 options. 2 are pointless titles of Mercury Prize-winning albums, 2 are scoring, and 2 are not Mercury Prize-winning albums at all. £250 in the jackpot for each pointless answer.
Thank you very much indeed. So can you find the pointless Mercury Prize-winning albums from this little rack of records? And I give you An Awesome Wave, Merchants and Travellers, The Hour of Bewilderbeast, Let England Shake, A Lot Higher, and Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. Does anyone know anything?
The bottom one I feel like I've heard before, but that doesn't mean it's a Mercury Prize-winning album.
And I'd say I think I've heard of the third one, but I couldn't put an artist to it.
Yeah.
OK. Yes, right. Well, Callum and Emma, would you like to nominate a pointless Mercury Prize-winning album?
I'll go for the Hour of the Bewilderbeast.
The Hour of Bewilderbeast. Shall we find out? Is that a pointless Mercury-winning album? It's a Mercury Prize-winning album. Oh, look at that. Very well done indeed. The Hour of Bewilderbeast. Now, Molly and Darren, do we think we can go double on this? Can we find the other pointless album there?
No, should we go with Emma and go for the bottom one?
Yeah, we'll go for the bottom one.
Shall we go for Sometimes I Might Be Introvert? Is that a pointless Mercury Prize-winning album? It's definitely a Mercury Prize-winning album. Oh, no! Bad luck.
So close there. That was by Little Sims. She won in 2022. The Hour of Bewilderbeast was Badly Drawn Boy, and he won in the year 2000. And Xander, do you recognise any of these?
I don't, actually. I don't think. What about Merchants and Travellers?
Merchants and Travellers. That is not a real answer, I'm afraid.
Oh, so, yes, what about Merchants and Travellers as one of the red herrings, is what I meant.
Well, yeah, absolutely, you're spot on there. No, in Roman mythology, Mercury is a god of merchants and travellers.
Oh, I see. Clever.
Among other things.
Clever.
Clever little answer there.
Yeah.
Let England Shake, that's PJ Harvey. Would have scored 2.
I think A Lot Higher. Let's say that is a pointless answer.
A Lot Higher is a red herring, but Miss Dynamite won in 2002 with her album A Little Deeper. So switching.
Oh, I see.
Little tricksy answer
A Lot
there.
Higher. Yeah.
And then the last one, we've got An Awesome Wave. That would have been the other pointless answer. That was Alt J, won in 2012.
There we are. Well done. You managed to find one pointless answer, which means we can have the satisfaction of watching £250 adding itself to the jackpot. There we are, taking the total up to £1,250. But who'll be playing for it? Well, let's find out in a head-to-head. Now, the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot, and you are now allowed to confer before you give your answers. Best of luck to everybody. Here is the first question, and it's all about subterranean birds. Ellie.
Thank goodness it is. We're going to show you 5 pictures of birds that have been known to nest or roost in underground spaces. We'll give you alternate letters of their names. Good luck.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 subterranean nesting birds, and here they are. We have A, SNMRI, B, SOTDPRAOE, C, MNSERAE, D, PFI, and E, BROIGOL. There we are. Now, Callum and Emma, you get to go first.
Okay, I think we're going to go for A and say sand martin.
You're going to say sand martin. Sand martin for A. Now, Molly and Darren, can you talk us through the rest of that board?
I think we only know one, but...
E is probably something owl. Browning, maybe, but I don't think that would fit. I think we should, considering I don't think that's right, maybe go safety.
Yeah.
Yeah? I think we're going to go for D, puffin.
OK, you're going to say puffin for D. So we have sand martin versus puffin. Callum and Emma went for sand martin for A. Shall we see how many of our 100 said that? Sand martin is absolutely right. And down that goes to 38. Very well done indeed. Meanwhile, Molly and Darren are going for puffin for D. There. Look at that lovely puffin. Let's see how many of our 100 people said puffin. Puffin is... Ooh. Puffin is right. 89 for puffin. Very well done. Callum and Emma, after one question, you are up 1-0.
Well done, sand martins. They make burrows in sandy cliffs and sand dunes, returning to the same nesting site for many years. And puffins, they use their bills to cut the soil and their feet to shovel loose soil. And my favourite little fact, they build a toilet area along the way, keeping it away from the chicks at the back of the burrow. How hygienic.
Ah.
Lovely little lads.
Do you know what? I'm just racking my brains to try and think what baby puffins are called. They're called something the sweetest thing in the world, like pufflings.
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 Oh, that is adorable.
They're called pufflings.
Gorgeous.
I mean, really?
Little pufflings.
Little pufflings. No, that's too much.
OK,
No,
sorry.
too much, I think.
What do you like with the rest of them, Xander?
Well, I can give you E, which is burrowing owl.
It certainly is a burrowing owl. They live in holes abandoned by other animals. That would have got you 14 points.
There we go.
Do you know...
We've got spotted...
It's a spotted pardalote.
Oh, thank goodness I
It's
wasn't
an
going to try and guess that.
Australian
Right,
songbird.
good. Sweet, like a
yes.
little wren.
That's the pointless answer on the board.
Nice.
Digs tunnels in sandbanks.
There we are.
And
Goodness
then the
me.
remaining one we have...
Mini? No. I'm not going to get that. It's not a mini thing.
No, it's not a mini. It's a Manx shearwater.
Oh.
Would have scored you 8. And they raise only 1 chick per year. They become so big in the nest they can't get out, so have to diet before heading to South America for the winter.
Don't diet before you go to South America.
It feels like, you know, most of us after Christmas, we're so big we can't leave the house.
But they've got to fly all the way to South America.
They
What are they going to
do.
do that in a diet? Maybe they then have to go and find some chips.
Oh, right. Oh,
Go to
yeah,
the
diet,
coast.
go out.
Yeah, go
Carb
to the
load.
coast. Load up on chips.
Lovely, yeah.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Now, here comes your second question, Molly and Darren. You get to go first, but you've got to win this one to stay in the game, so very best of luck. Our second question is all about Nepal. That's exciting.
It certainly is. We're going to give you 5 clues to the country Nepal. You just need to give us the answers.
Marvellous. OK, let's reveal our 5 Nepali clues, and here they come. This team game, in which players use their hands to hit a ball over a high net, became the national sport of Nepal in 2017. Religion, for which Nepal's holy site of Lumbini is a place of pilgrimage, Nepal's irregular-shaped flag has a blue border and 2 white emblems on a background of this primary colour. President, who served from 2015 to 2023, and brigade of Nepalese soldiers who formally joined the British Army in 1948. There we are. Molly and Darren, over to you.
Do you know the bottom one?
I'm going for the bottom one, which is the Gurkhas.
The Gurkhas, say Molly and Darren. So, Callum and Emma, do you fancy talking us through that board?
Absolutely not. I would guess the first one.
Top one sounds like volleyball.
Or volleyball or netball, yeah. I think I'll go.
Volleyball.
We'll go for the
Fine.
second one.
Go for the second, yeah.
We'll go for the second one and say Buddhism.
OK, you're going to say Buddhism. Buddhism. So we have Gurkha versus Buddhism. Molly and Darren went for Gurkhas, the brigade of Nepalese soldiers. Let's see how many of our 100 said Gurkha. Gurkha is absolutely right. That goes down to 57. Meanwhile, Callum and Emma are saying Buddhism for the religion for which Nepal's holy site of Lumbini is a place of pilgrimage. How many of our 100 said Buddhism? Buddhism is right. And it wins you the point. Very well done. Down to 28, and not for the first time. You find yourselves having to force a slightly lower scoring answer that you perhaps wouldn't have gone for had you had other answers to go for. But it means very well done indeed. Callum and Emma, after only 2 questions, you're straight through to the final, 2-0.
Well done. Xander, any ideas about the sport?
It is volleyball.
It is
presumably. It is.
volleyball.
Oh, I see. Yes, good.
37 points there. And the flag colour?
No idea.
Red.
Splendid.
Would have scored you 18. And this president is the first female president of Nepal, Bidya Devi Bandari, which would have been a pointless answer.
There we are. Thank you very much. Well, that brings us to the end of our head-to-head round. It means we have to say goodbye to you, Molly and Darren. It's only your second show. Next time, that's the show that counts, and we'll look forward to seeing what happens then. But Molly and Darren, thank you very much for playing. Callum and Emma, now time for the pointless final. Congratulations, Callum and Emma. You have fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win the pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £1,250. Well, very well done, and beautifully timed, if I may say, on this, your third and final show. The only thing between you and that jackpot is a pointless answer. What do you want to see come up in this last round?
Some sport. Sport would be good.
Sport would be very good.
Kids' TV, maybe.
Geography.
OK.
Stuff like that.
Stuff like that.
Stuff like that.
Shall we see what stuff we have on our board? There'll be 4 things. Today's are gymnastics at the Olympic Games since 2000, the Kravitzes, chess, 17th century English poems. Actually, poetry, Emma.
Nope.
Bit before our time.
Yeah, a little bit before my time.
I don't know what the Kravitzes is.
Well, that's like, was that Lenny Kravitz?
It could
Do you
be
know songs by him?
gymnastics are next to none. Chess, no.
It's got to be Kravitz, is it?
Kravitzes, we don't know what
Yeah.
it is.
OK.
Give it a shot.
Shall we go for the Kravitzes, then?
OK, so we are looking for any feature film for which Zoe Kravitz has received an acting credit, according to IMDb. As ever, we'll not accept documentaries or short films, but voice roles do count. Or we are looking for any UK top 40 single or top 40 studio album by Zoe's father, Lenny Kravitz, according to the official charts company. In both cases, this is up to June 2023. Very best of luck in the studio, and to you if you're playing at home.
Thank you very much. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
Yes.
OK, let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
I don't know who Zoe Kravitz is.
That's his daughter.
Yeah, I don't know who she is. I couldn't picture her.
Do you know
I
any
know
Lenny Kravitz songs?
2 songs, American Woman and it's either Fly Away or Get Away.
Fly Away or Get Away.
But I don't know which one it
I
is.
think Zoe Kravitz was in an animated film. I can't think of which one. I think it was like, I want to say like Inside Out maybe.
We'll go for it.
Yeah. I can also picture her in like a futuristic kind of space age film, but I don't know what it
We'll
is.
go for that. Get Away.
Is that
An American
Get Away?
Woman.
An American Woman?
I think it's Get Away.
Right, okay. I think we're...
OK, shall we stop the clock then?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's have your 3 answers. What are you going to go for?
So I think Zoe Kravitz was in Inside Out.
Yes.
Inside Out for Zoe Kravitz.
And Lenny Kravitz singles are going to go for Getaway and American Woman.
Getaway, American Woman. Of those three, which is your best shot at a pointless answer, do you think?
Inside Out.
Inside Out. We'll put that last. OK, which do you think is your least likely to be pointless?
Getaway.
Getaway.
OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order, and here they are. We have got Getaway, American Woman, and Inside Out. Well, if one of these turns out to be pointless and wins you that jackpot, you will be leaving here with £1,250. What would you like to do with that, Callum?
Maybe get some home improvements. Maybe upgrade the lawnmower.
Oh,
you know,
that'd
big
be
treat.
nice.
But
Oh.
I think the priority would be treating the family.
Me.
Take Emma and Callie away somewhere for the night. Maybe
That'd be
get a
nice.
weekend. A wee city tour.
Very nice. Emma, anything else?
No, I'd second that. Put it towards either like new kitchen, but a family holiday would probably be priority.
Very nice. Well, very best of luck. Let's hope one of these answers wins it for you. In the first instance, we are looking for UK Top 40 singles or albums by Lenny Kravitz. You've gone for Getaway. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Might it be pointless? Oh, no. Bad luck. Not Getaway. Let's move swiftly on to American Woman, staying with Lenny Kravitz. Let's see how many of our 100 people said American Woman. Might this be pointless? Oh, that's not a correct answer either. So we now turn to your third and final answer, Inside Out. We are now looking for Zoe Kravitz roles in films for £1,250. This has to be pointless. We're saying Inside Out. How many people said it? Oh, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. I'm so sorry. You played so well across the show, and you were 2-0 in the head-to-head. I mean, you have covered yourselves in glory across this show, and I'm afraid nothing came up on that board. You made a good fist of it, I'm afraid, but I'm sorry. You didn't find any pointless answers, so I'm afraid you don't win the jackpot, but you do win the pointless trophy, and you deserve it richly, so very well done.
Thank you.
Oh, bad luck. Callum, I think you were thinking of Fly Away,
Yeah.
which I think you thought might be the name of the song. That would have scored you 9, though, anyway. An American Woman was from Austin Powers by Lenny Kravitz, but it wasn't actually released as a single in the UK, unfortunately. Let's have a look at some of the pointless answers, starting with the Zoe Kravitz films. So, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Mad Max Fury Road, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the Divergent series Insurgent. Was that maybe the sci-fi film you were
I think
thinking
it might
of,
have been
Emma?
Mad Max.
Mad Max.
I think so.
Ah, shame. In fact, every film was pointless apart from the following that all scored points. So The Batman, Divergent, Kimmy, Rough Night, Gemini, and the Divergent series Allegiant. And moving on now to UK Top 40 singles and albums by Lenny Kravitz. Here are some pointless answers you could have had. Circus, Heaven Help, Raise Vibration, and Rock and Roll is Dead. There were 3 more pointless answers. The single Show Me Your Soul and the albums 5 and Strut. So well done to you at home if you got any of those.
Thank you very much indeed, Ellie, and thank you, Callum and Emma. I'm sorry you didn't win our jackpot today. That will therefore roll over onto the next show, when we will be playing for £2,250. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Ellie.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.